Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
And welcome to Overwatch Central. So this is really the first time that we've ever spoken about the Overwatch League on the channel. Something that's been in the works for quite a few months. It was announced at BlizzCon last year. We are definitely looking forward to the project as a whole. Mixing the esports scene with much more traditional sports elements will make for a great way to enjoy the game. However, there is a looming problem casting a shadow over the whole thing, and it's just that we haven't heard much about it, nor how it plans to work.
With how ambitious and audacious the Overwatch League seems, it's no surprise that Blizzard are keeping their cards very close to their chest here. Everything we've heard so far about how the league will work has been mostly hypothetical. Graphics have been shown of how many teams the league would consist of and where those teams could be based. For example, the likes of Miami and London were included in the example. However, Blizzard quickly let us know that these were just examples and that these cities weren't going to necessarily be the ones in the league, at least right from the start. So since the actual reveal of the Overwatch League, we've heard very little actually. This doesn't just include us, the audience that are just watching and not involved at all, but also a lot of the organizations and teams in the scene actually. The thing that inspired us to talk about this in a video was Seagull actually, one of the most popular pro players, dropping down from his team's roster to stream full-time until the Overwatch League comes around. Now there are a few reasons as to why Seagull may have decided to drop down from his roster, but we definitely feel that looking at Seagull's statement that the constant waiting for the Overwatch League is the main crux here, and to his team's progression as well. However, in the current Overwatch Pro scene, we're in limbo, while we wait for the Overwatch League to start up later in the year. I've been struggling to justify giving up streaming hours to play in the competitive scene during this downtime. As any competitive FPS player knows, it's tough maintaining motivation for small online tournaments, particularly when I knew I was letting down my fanbase by not having a regular stream. So for now, I'll be stepping back from the competitive scene. In the meantime, I'll be streaming under NRG as their biggest cheerleader for their Overwatch team. Expect to see me back in pro play for Overwatch League's first season.
Now we know that the Overwatch League is apparently coming sometime in Q3 of 2017, which is still fairly close, but a lot of the esports scene currently just feels in limbo. The only consistent LAN events that we see the top tiers teams play in is the Apex series in Korea. Other than that, we do see some tournaments here and there, such as the Carbon series, which was excellent to watch, and the Pit Challenge, but both of these were online tournaments and not LAN. The last LAN in NA, I believe, was MLG Vegas back in December of last year, and since then no huge money prize pot tournaments have been in place since Blizzard announced the league. One of Overwatch's reoccurring tournaments was the Overwatch Monthly Melee, and that may also stop according to rumours, meaning that even the most consistent online events are becoming fewer and further between. Currently, I guess it just feels that a lot of the teams are just playing anything to keep themselves warmed up and ready for the league, which still may not happen for some time. You see prize pot tournaments of like 15,000, which isn't all that much in esports money at least, still attracting some of the biggest, higher tier teams in Overwatch, because really there isn't much else at the moment.
Of course, with all of these developments, organizations have been asked about the league and asked what their overall plans are for it. We've seen the likes of Misfits sort of partnering up with Miami Heat, which would heavily suggest a bid going for Miami in the Overwatch League, but some others not quite sure what they are fully committed to, which does create worry for managers and owners. The first to pipe up here was the Ninjas in Pyjamas CEO, who is committed to the league and the future esport plans, but only for a while, so to say. The quote goes, "Can it make it as an esport? It can make it as an esport. Will it make it as an esport? I can't answer you, to be honest. We are committed to the game, we're invested in the game for a set period of time." Since this, we've seen the likes of Immortal CEO chip in and give his thoughts about the league, but really giving some level-headed responses such as this quote. "From our perspective, nobody has more of an incentive to make sure that this succeeds other than Blizzard and Activision." And he's exactly right here, to be honest. There is a chance that the Overwatch League may be pushed back to the end of this year or the start of the next one even. And whilst this increases the uncertainty surrounding the project, it's understandable that Blizzard are taking all of this time to make sure that the league is as good as it can be, because ultimately a lot of things can go wrong if a huge project like this one is rushed out. The issue is of course that organizations and companies and events aren't really keen on investing into the scene during this limbo. Nobody really knows for certain what's gonna happen in the future, so it's very hard to justify certain decisions and certain dedication. As Ryan said earlier as well, before the league was announced, we saw the likes of E-League, MLG and ESL chip in with some huge prize pool tournaments, but since the announcement we've seen little to none, to be honest. We have no doubt in Blizzard's capability to make the Overwatch League amazing, but hearing so little for so long is always something that's going to get some of the community pretty worried and worked up.
And that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching. Do let us know what you think of the Overwatch League, whether you're looking forward to it yourselves. We're really looking forward to it. We understand it's something that can't really happen quickly. It can't necessarily be rushed. But it is scary considering how ambitious the whole thing is. And if it fails for whatever reason, it's not only a huge blow to the Overwatch esports scene, but the esports scene as a whole. Saying that, if anybody's going to get it right, it's going to be Blizzard. And that's it. We're done. Take care. We'll see you next time.